Welcome back to 5 Minute Monsters, your Spark Notes to Fantasy TTRPG monsters. So, who do we have today? Oh, looky there, perhaps. One of Dungeons & Dragons' most iconic monsters. The anti-magic floating eyeball is one that should be on most players' bucket lists to face down at some point in their adventuring career. Now let's change things up this week. You might be wondering when exactly to behold. So, eager to throw your party against them, or just chasing down one to knock it off the list. And really, either way you go about it, the sky's the limit with this particular creature. If you just want it off the list, you can find a deadly zombie beholder. The early to mid levels, though, expect it to be a dangerous encounter. However, if you want a tried and true beholder, it can easily be the campaign villain or a formidable foe if you make it to those mythical unexplored realms of the double digits levels. Up next, you're probably concerned with where exactly to behold. And really, this one's similarly pretty versatile. Beholders can get themselves in any number of crazy places. Deep abandoned caves, abandoned castles. That's personally where I fought my first one, and if at the end of this I got the spare time, I'll do a little bit of story time, but if not, I can always make a small video talking about any D&D stories I have. Though unlikely, you might be wondering who or what did we say a beholder was? Well, that one's fairly simple. They're aberrations, big creepy alien adjacent guys with crazy big eyes, and they create anti-magic cones from their eyes and numerous other eye stalks that have different abilities. They're quite chaotic in their own insanity, but are also lawful in their own mental pathways. They're frankly aliens. We don't understand them like how we understand what we do. Lastly, you may be wondering why behold in the first place, and frankly, that one's a toss-up. Some people just want to face down with some of the icons of the realms. I mean, I certainly like fighting cool monsters as much as the next guy, and Beholder's certainly a cool monster. The Beholder also offers a great deal of storytelling. There are countless creatures that can support it, supplement it. You can put it in any number of crazy situations with wild motivations for a beholder, and really in any environment, since they can kind of get themselves anywhere through their own, again, unhinged dreams. So here are some fun facts and cool ideas. Beholders are ripe for harvesting. One thing that draws my attention is they're pretty sturdy. They got a lot of hide on top of their body that make them a formidable force to even just beat through. So if you want some anti-magic armor or something that helps give you an extra bonus to your save DCs, maybe consider skinning the beholder. Their eye is hard and heavy, glass-like, and very sturdy, so it's not something you'll be able to punch through, and if you do go to punch it, unless you're a monk or some other formidable martial component, you're probably going to hurt yourself. And that's curious because it offers, again, something else to harvest, and the sky's the limit with weaponizing that complex and powerful component of the beholder. As a little fun fact, beholders will hover pretty much until they die. Even when they're sleeping, they're kind of just floating around, so don't know if there's really anything there, just cute little imagery. In perhaps their biggest personality flaw, beholders are fairly violent and fairly hostile and volatile and genocidal to anything that is not exactly them or looks like them. I'll let you piece together some other words that can be used for that, but just keep that in mind if you're running them. One last thing I want to talk about is beholders create so much of their powerful magic from their dreams as they sleep. They can make their offspring beholders, they can dream up gold or treasure or anything like that, and I think this is perhaps one of the most interesting ways you can play around with what they are, who they are, what they can do, what crazy situation they get themselves in. Perhaps they teleport themselves away to a far-off realm. Perhaps, again, they make numerous offspring. But one idea I've thought to explore is, what if a beholder made itself a creation race? This is something I'll likely look into in Pillars of Darkness, which is the working name for my Curse of Strahd campaign, where I'm gonna homebrew a whole bunch of mess about it. But aside from that, I guess I sort of imagine them now in like a humanoid body, perhaps their main eye going across their chest, still having a deep cut shirt to give that anti-magic unsettling effect. And aside from that, I'd imagine the eye stalks maybe moving down the arms, similar to how Danzo has the Sharinguns in Naruto, but that's just, another idea to play with. With that, I'll do a quick story time. The first time my party ever faced a beholder, we had to get on a boat and go to this castle that we were contracted to clear out, and we were even told that we could have the castle if we did. So we approach the castle, and our party decides, well, the front door is probably the worst way to go. So what if we went around the back? And my character, a cleric fighter and the party's paladin, decided these fancy new adamantine weapons sure could carve through the walls of the castle. And with that, we entered right into the boss room once we cut our way through, being one of the kookiest and craziest ways we've fast-paced through the DM's prep work. With that, I have to say, thanks for tuning in. Let me know who you want to see next. I got a couple scheduled out from here, but obviously there's plenty of room, plenty of monsters, so magpie responsibly out there.